Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today on the first day of December, it's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Well, hello, Banoons. How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling refreshed and wonderful after taking a very long Thanksgiving weekend. How are you doing?
Good. I'm back in Texas, so it's good because look who is behind me. On the couch, it's Bueller sleeping,
Buells.
having his little nice piglet life back there. Look at the glorious Bueller.
Living the life. Well, I'm sorry that you're in Texas because that means that tomorrow I'm going on Jeff Lewis for the first time without Ronnie because Ronnie's in Texas.
I know.
So I know it's crazy. But Julia Cunningham, it looks like, will be on with me, and we love Julia. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. Go listen to Jeff Lewis tomorrow for that.
Also, I was on
shoot.
Morally Corrupt with Ms. Rachel Lindsay last week, so go check that out. I forgot to plug it on the show, but that was a really fun episode. Yeah, she's a good chick, so go listen to that over on her podcast, Morally Corrupt, okay?
Yeah. And I don't know. We're doing Amazon Live today, and we also are doing Crappy Hour. So we have a whole bunch of stuff that's happening later this afternoon. That's going to be live. So come join us for all of those things. I think there was something else.
Plus an insanely busy week. I mean, we've got Southern Charm is back. We've got Vanderpump Rules returning. We've got Real Housewives of Beverly Hills returning. We've got Married to Medicine return, and we're going to check in with that one, do a couple recaps of that bad boy. So, yeah, there's a lot happening in our world. It's like rest, have some, carbs for the holidays, and boom, welcome back to 10 shows a week, baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wild one. So anyway, to that effect, let's dive into it. Let's get into Potomac, which was so good and so hilarious. Where we last left off, Stacey was just handling Kierna. Kierna was trying to take down Stacey, and what I thought was so funny was that there was this very funny line that the last episode ended with, which is Kierna saying, "You know what? Like, I would never trust you around my husband." And Stacey says, "You don't have one." And it's hilarious. And what I loved is that basically when I turned on Bravo last night, I heard it 3 times within the span of 60 seconds, because you turn it on and you hear the end of the replay from last week. So you turn it on, the first thing you hear is, "I would never trust you around my husband. You don't have one." And then previously, "I would never trust you around my husband. You don't have one." And then this episode starts, "I would never trust you around my husband. You don't have one." They just really drilled it in how much Kierna lost that fight. I was just cracking up.
And that line is spoken on every Housewives show at some point, right? It's like, oh, she doesn't have a husband. Ooh, burn. And it's usually so annoying. Like, who cares? Why do we all have to have a husband? There's more to life than having a husband. There's all that usually goes on because it's been happening since the dawn of this show. That's like one of the big disses. It's like a diss trope on this, a trope diss on this show. But just the way Stacey did it, and just knowing how much Kierna cares, about it, because she cares. She really needs that for her identity. Like, it really bothers her that she's not. And so that's why it burned so bad. And it was good. And it's also good just because it's fun seeing a QVC host pissed off. I mean, if there is one person trained in this world to not get pissed off, it's a QVC host. I mean, Buddha would yell before a QVC host.
Yeah. It's really a very special thing to witness. And it was just, it's great. It's great work. So that's where we start up again. Oh, by the way, do you hear this?
No.
That's the sound of silence, because guess what, America? I finally got my chair fixed. So no more creaky chair in the background of the podcast. I'm sorry for everyone who had to deal with that, but
oh, yes, there will be. Because I didn't fix my Texas one. So I'll be squeaking plenty. Don't you worry, everybody. It'll be still
Someone will be squeaking at all times. Okay. So we start up with Kierna again saying, "I would never trust you with my husband," and Stacey saying, "You don't have one." Kieran goes, and guess what? You don't have one either, bitch. What about Timo? What about Timo? Which, you know what, this got to be killing Kierna, because like in her mind, she was probably watching last week's episode and being like, but I said something back. They made it seem like she ended me, but I said something back.
Yeah, you said something back, but it doesn't count, babe. I mean, she had Timo, which is more husbands than you've ever had, and Timo, she left Timo and then took him back. So she's had a husband twice. So that's, it's even sadder. Kierna, just drop it, And Kierna is also just still going too hard. It's every episode that Kierna's trying to start something with somebody, and it just falls flat every time. And it's getting more and more fun because her face is getting crazier by the day too. Have you noticed? Like, I think she's just getting so stressed that she's like pulling her hair back tighter and tighter, and it's like moving her eyes back, and she's just getting a crazier face now too to go with all of the fail. And it's just delicious, because it's so well earned.
I know. It's like Kierna and Angel, they're just like they're just like the worst right now. And what's so frustrating is that they're bringing around the hottest guys ever to this show. And it's like, why can we get like someone who brings hot guys who's actually interesting to watch? Why do we have to have these two be our ambassadors? Because it's like, we know if we say, okay, get rid of Kierna and Angel, we lose Bobby and Kierna's brother. That's just not fair to us.
Oh my God, Kierna's brother. Good Lord, I wasn't expecting that. Like, happy
Well,
Thanksgiving
we saw him last
to me.
season. We saw him last season in a polo shirt, and he was hot then. And then this time he was like, oh, I want to show America what I'm really working with. I was like, oh my goodness. Goodness gracious, Kierna's brother. He doesn't even have a name. He's just Kierna's brother. Wow.
Yeah, what a handsome feller. So, yeah, she's screaming, where's Timo? Where's Timo? Stacey's like, here you go, acting a fool. She goes, oh, really? And that's a great defense mechanism. Well, what? And someone's like, well, someone here told Chris. Tia, who, look, I like Tia on the show. She's a great addition, and I'm never going to not like her, but I'm not liking her jumping on the bandwagon. Tia's coming a little too hard for Stacey, and I don't like it, because especially later in the show where they all have the Mean Girls, like, gang up, like they're like, let's have a meeting just to talk shit about Stacey, and Tia's there, lisping away with them, and I don't like it. It's not a good look for you.
Makes me very upset that Tia is on the wrong side with this one. Tia's just so wonderful, but that is the Mean Girl side, and it's the losing side, I would like to also add. So Tia's like, somebody here told Chris about what happened. And Stacey's like, well, I don't talk to Chris. Giselle's like, yeah, this one doesn't know girl code. She's not to be trusted around husbands or children or anybody else.
Okay, now we're putting her on Megan's list. I mean, seriously? She's like, she cannot go within 30 feet of a school or a church. Like, what are you making her out to be some child molester for now, Giselle? Jesus Christ, Giselle. And let's not forget, Giselle was the one spreading that Chris was trying to like sexually assault her in some dressing room or something. And made her feel uncomfortable, using language that would hint that he was like kind of assaulty with her. Hard. Giselle's disgusting.
I love Giselle. Giselle can also be disgusting. They can be two things at the same time. Yeah. Giselle's always been one of my favorites. Yeah.
I love disgusting things.
Wrong.
Listen, I eat peanut M&Ms out of my belly button. Do you think, you know what? You think I'm going to kick you out of the car if you're disgusting? I'm not. Okay, I'm a human being. I pick my nose. I have poop.
You know what? That's it. You know what? You're welcome at this table. But the thing is that I think Giselle is going hard on Stacey right now, because Stacey sort of has Giselle's number about the football player that Giselle went on a date with. She basically used Giselle's tactics against her in Nevis, and Giselle's not happy about that. So she's going to go extra hard. Because as we've discussed many times, and as I will always bring up, just in case someone is just brand new to our podcast, I don't see where Stacey violated girl code here whatsoever. She going on a date, whether or not she went on a date with Chris, it doesn't matter. None of that is a violation of girl code, because she only met Monique 2 episodes ago. So there's no violation there. If she has a pre-existing relationship with Chris because they're already friends, and then she sits at a table with Monique, and Monique says, yeah, the reason why we got divorced is because he treated me like a piece of meat, and you already know you don't know this girl, but you have a friendship with the husband, it's not out of the realm of possibilities, and it's definitely not a violation of girl code to even just to text your friend and be like, "Hey, just so you know, I just met I'm at lunch with your ex, and she's saying these things about you." Like, I just don't think that's a violation.
I
Yeah,
do.
I
I mean,
don't.
I do think that that's a violation. I think that dating him is not, but I think that if she called him and told him filming information and made it, said what Monique said, which Monique did say, like what we hear isn't exaggerated. Monique did say that, that he treats me like a piece of meat and stuff.
Which, by the way, is not a crazy. I don't think these are salacious details. It's not like, I mean, Monique was sort of like, it's when she said, "Don't enter me, you can never enter me again." That's definitely like a moment. But it's not like she was revealing a very, well, I mean, it was an important and it was an intimate story. But I don't think that, like, when someone's saying, "You know what," and then we had sex, and then he like gave me a cold shoulder afterwards, and I was like, "I'm done with him." I don't think that's like a crazy thing to be like, "Hey, your ex just said this." I don't know. I just don't like. I understand, like, it's maybe not cool, but I think when we're talking about girl code, when you don't know this person, I don't know. I don't think it's like.
Well, it's still a girl.
Like
so I think like
punishment
dating him
doesn't
would
fit.
be, but girl code, it is fucking with girl code. If you like turn around and tell the guy everything that she said at the dinner, but we don't know.
Okay, so technically, yes.
I mean, I think.
Technically, yes. I just don't think that it deserves this level of scrutiny, I guess.
No, because they were already giving her this level of crazy, this level of pushback the whole season. So this is just one more thing, and it's like, you guys, you're like the ladies who cried wolf. You're the girl, you're the ladies who cried girl code, and I've had enough.
Is Giselle going to ice out Cookie for talking to Chris?
Exactly. Well, that's the big thing here. Why is nobody mad at Cookie for being friends with Chris? But except Cookie and Monique are not friends. So that would not be a violation of girl code because they hate each other. But why are we trusting Sophia? I don't. I don't know her.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just saying.
and everyone's like, well, she's friends with Karen, though. Yeah, and Karen's one of the messiest people on this show. Are we forgetting? I like that Karen has, gone to prison, gone to jail for the DUI, and everyone has elevated her to sainthood now. It's crazy. It's still Karen. Come on now. So Stacy's like, well, why don't we call the person accusing me of a lie then? And Wendy's like, oh, who can call Quith? You know Quith, don't you? Dun, dun, dun. Whoosh. Hoverboard. It's me, Tha. I'm the hoverboard. Charisse just hoverboards in from the sky. And it's like, here, it's me, Thawith. Anybody need me to be methy? Is that a pun?
Yeah,
Is that a pun?
Yeah, we didn't even mention that Charisse was in this scene last week. And I remember, over the course of the week, I was like, ugh, we forgot to call out that Charisse was in the scene. And then I thought, do we have to call out every single time Charisse shows up? We don't have to. But then, guess what? Charisse plays a role. She's like, guess what? I am the eldest wag in the room. So I have all the phone numbers of all the football players.
As the eldest wag of all the wags. So Charisse calls. She's like, I'll call Quiz. So she calls him. And actually, that's kind of more Wendy. Charisse is more like this. She's like, I'll call Quiz right now. So she does. And it rings and rings. And she's like, hi, Quiz. This is Thawith. Is that a pun? And he's like,
What can I do for you, Charisse?
The cell phone is like the size of a Tic Tac in his hand. He's like, hello there. So she's like, okay, Chris. I'm just imagining he's just like.
You're right. I was holding it like this, but for Chris, he'd be like, hello there.
It's like those mini microphones people use. He's like, I'm good. What is happening? Ning, 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 ning.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of a housewife's fight. What can I do for you?
Okay, Chris, I'm good. I'm actually filming, which I know. Thank you very much. And we had a situation where Cookie was made to look bad. And I know you and Cookie are very good friends. And I just want to know if Stacey communicated with you about a conversation that was had about Monique. That's it. Yes or no, Chris? Yes or no? So he pauses, or at least they make it seem like he pauses. And then he goes, I don't know anything about what the fuck y'all people are talking about.
Okay, Chris, have a good night. So Stacey's like, well, we called and here we are. You made a phone call and still she rises.
Still I rise, Talk about drama. Talk about cell service. Talk about clarity. Talk about a reliable network. So no one believes this, though. It seems like most women feel like Chris is covering for Stacey. That's the implication. Because, then Karen is like, well, then how would he know that there was a conversation? Like, how would he know about that? And Stacey's like, well, you called Chris and you still want to accuse me of being a liar? He just told you no.
Yeah, and everyone's like, you're a liar, you're a liar. And Giselle's like, nothing would convince me that she did not tell him nothing.
Yes, I'm believing Stacy. And also, I believe that pigs fly. Of course I don't believe her.
Princess Ben. So Stacy is like, it's very clear to me that no matter what I do or what I say, everyone is always questioning me. So fine, but I could care less. So then
we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. All right, Maya, take a seat. Okay.
So Jassy says hi to Greg walks in. So Jassy waves hi to Greg. She's the one who does it. I guess they all like draw straws. And it's like,
no, Greg comes over. Yeah, he comes over, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's like, I don't know. It's like saying a turtle walked in the room. It's like, okay, fine. That would actually be more entertaining.
I was going to say, that would be amazing. We'd all be like, oh my God, I love that video where you became friends with the chicken on the dodo.
So Giselle's going to celebrate her 10 million listens for her podcast. And Stacey is trying to she's sweating. So she's just trying to wipe down. And Wale is having a conversation with Ashley, Wale from Love Hotel. And he's like, your eyeshadow looks good. Everything looks amazing. Because now he's going to be nice. He can pretend like he wasn't ignoring her before.
Yeah, Wale, you're so thirsty. And he was much cuter on Love Hotel, right?
He was really cute on Love.
I remembered him being cute on Love Hotel. He wasn't cute on this, but maybe it's because he's got the thirst filter on, because wherever there's a camera, there's Wale just trying to get into the camera, into the shot or whatever. And so he's
honestly, I have to say, I kind of love the strange trickling of Love Hotel men throughout these shows now. Like on Orange County, we had Phil came back, and so did that one guy without the chin. And then now we have Wale. They're kind of all floating through, and it's just fun to see these awkward men kind of, getting a second chance in the limelight for 1 second.
Yeah. So Charisse lost, right? Because she called Chris, and that was a big lose. But she still wants to get one for the winning team. So she's like, okay, girl, well, last time she and I went out, we met these guys, right? And they were all married. And the guy that she liked goes to the bathroom. And the other guy said to her, oh, I can see you guys are into each other, but he's married. And this trick looks at him and says, what does that have to do with me? Boom. And so everyone's like, oh my God, Stacey's a whore. Stacey's a whore. A man stealing whore, burn her alive.
Suddenly you can't make jokes. Suddenly you can't have a funny, shady joke. I mean, I don't know. I mean, whatever. So I'm going to defend Stacey no matter what.
I know, but I also just also love the thought that when the cameras go down, Stacey just turns into this sex hungry vixen, it's suddenly she's okay, cameras are down. She's like, what are you doing tonight? Married man? Yeah. I sold a camel sweater today. Fuck me in every orifice. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah. So, I mean, I kind of feel sort of with the logic of this is not really how I believe what I think. But part of me feels if you're going to use the logic that these women are using, then Charisse, what were you and Stacey doing going out with two married men in the first place? What about that?
I think they were just talking to people at the bar, right? Because she just said they were with, I mean, I'm assuming that they were just people they were talking to at a bar. I don't know.
Now, that being said, I do fully believe that the Stacey who's on camera is very different than the one when the cameras are off. And I love that for her. So Wendy is Stacey is talking to Wendy to be can you get me together and everything? And Wendy's she's oh girl, they had you up on the ropes, girl. You were up on the ropes. She goes, oh my God, put Vaseline on my eyes. Please do this. She's oh wow, you were really on the ropes.
Put it on my knuckles. And so, then we cut back to Greg, and Greg's like, no one spoke to me, everybody. I got a little jealous. And Jesse's like, well, we spoke to you. We said, there's Greg, remember? And then we just decided to keep arguing. So sorry about that, but we are working. Okay. So then Vivian.
I wonder how Greg feels, by the way, going to this party. And it's the men always have to stand by the side and watch their women fight. And it's just like Greg, and then you got Darius and Bobby. Like he's like flanked. I mean, I kind of feel like Greg has the energy of someone. He sort of has that like Napoleon energy of someone who's trying to exert power on his women because he feels like inadequate in other parts of his life. And I can't imagine that standing between two like giant football players made him feel any better about himself.
Yeah, it's like using bookends, but you've only collected like, one really small book.
It's not even a book. It's just like a trinket. It's like a yo-yo you found.
It's a Rubik's Cube.
So then there's Vivian. Vivian's talking to Tia, and they're bonding over the fact that they are Nigerian, which is cool. I love that this show has really become, it's like half the cast is WAGs, half the cast are Nigerians. I think that's such a fun combo.
Yeah.
And
I like that
so they're
Vivian's
bonding
like,
over that.
oh, you don't like Stacy? Great, I'll make dresses for you. Let's get together. So they talk about being Nigerian, and then Giselle, who said she's going to go enjoy her party. Of course it's not. She's not going to do that because it's Giselle, right? So she's like, oh, by the way, Wendy, just so you know, Angel was all in my face talking about how she got smoke for you. So come over here, Angel. Come over here, Angel. Get some smoke for Wendy to her face. And, then we see the conversation that Angel had where she's deciding to be upset with Wendy now. So Wendy goes, okay. So she's like, okay, make it make sense. Angel, you got smoke for Wendy? The smoke is smoking hot. It's smoking hot, everybody. Gather around. Next fight. Let's keep it moving, people. Audition season. Keep it moving.
So Angel's like, it just feels more like I feel like you just don't treat me right. I mean, I feel like once you get to know me, you'll see me as a different person, but you haven't had a chance to get to know me. I was surprised she didn't say that. That's like her line this entire season. In fact, I was surprised she didn't say that the entire episode, even later when she had people over to her house. I was shocked that Angel was like, guys, I'm really glad that you're finally getting a chance to know me. I'm like, oh God, if she says that again. So Wendy's like, I don't treat you white. And she's like, no, you don't. You're dismissive and snide like you're being right now and passive aggressive. Well, what do you want her to do? Like give you a hug after you accuse her of something she didn't do? Like, of course she's going to dismiss you because it's an outlandish thing that you're doing. It's crazy that you're bringing this up yet again, that you're still upset about something that was discussed and dealt with weeks ago. And it was also primarily Giselle who did it. And now all of a sudden you're going to resurrect it to be mad at Wendy. And you want her to not be snide to you because of it? I don't think so.
And Wendy's done a very good job, I think, this season in general. She's having probably her best season. And
her best season.
With Angel, I think she's being very patient. She seems to be like, okay, it's a new girl. She's going to try and start a fight with me, whatever. And she's just keeping it kind of calm, cool, and collected, And in this one, Wendy's like, okay, you want it? Okay, I'll just give it to you. But she does it in such a bored way, which is so funny. And she's like, oh, no, I'm being direct. And let me just tell you this. I'm not the one to have a problem, okay? Because I don't have an issue with you. It's a one-sided beef. It's a one-sided beef.
So
and she's like, well, do you see? This is dismissive and gaslighting. Okay, you said gaslighting. I can't. What are you, fucking 20? Get out of here. Everything is not gaslighting.
I know. You can try to psychoanalyze me if you want. I'm like, I don't think she even tried to do that. She basically was like, you're trying to have an issue with me. I don't have an issue with you. So go do this if you want, but I'm not going to engage in this.
Yeah,
so
by saying gaslighting, you're the psychoanalyzer, not her. What are you talking about? You're throwing out some bullshit TikTok's,
Angel,
pop psychology
don't hold
terms. God, she's terrible.
So Wendy's like, I don't need to. Okay, I can tell what you were thinking while you were talking to me. I could tell. And Angel's like, oh, because you're Miss Cleo. Come on, Angel. So Wendy's like, yesterday Tia told me that Angel was upset because she saw me at the airport in Nevis and I didn't say hi to her. And you say that you saw me at the airport, correct? Angel goes, I did see you. Yeah, so you don't say hi? Well, you didn't say hi to me either. So Wendy just like, and case closed. You cannot complain about someone saying hi if you don't say hi also. Like, you can say hi first. It's like, you know what I hate is when people say, you never call me. You never call me. I'm like, the phone works two ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So Ashley's like,
well, we addressed that she felt like the whole catfish comment came from you. So did you originate the catfish conversation?
and Stacy's like, how did the catfish comment come from Wendy? Wait, Giselle was the one who said catfish. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. And Giselle's
Kieran's
like, yeah,
no, she didn't. Wendy said it. Oh, shush.
I said it.
Kieran.
I said it. I said it. I did.
Wendy's like, she wants to have a problem. And so now Wendy and Stacy are both saying, like, Giselle said it. And then we see footage of Giselle saying it. So Wendy's like, okay, instead of you coming for Giselle, it's me that you want to come for. And Angel's like, well, me and Giselle had a conversation. And this is just another example of you being dismissive. Angel, you literally walked into a conversation and put yourself, you did a self-fulfilling prophecy. You went into a conversation, put yourself in a position where she would dismiss you. And then you got mad that she dismissed you.
Yeah. You came up with the court case that was dismissed. You came up with a dismissible case, okay? If you don't want to be dismissed, then stop being dismissible. Get some evidence, ma'am. So Wendy's like, no, this isn't another example of you falling flat. And Giselle's like, ooh, well, Wendy's coming out. And so Angel's like, well, I'm done. Thank you. I don't choose to engage. You started it. You literally chose to engage.
I know. Wendy's like, you're saying no thank you as if we want you here, girl. And she goes, it's fine. Kieran's like, are we still having the same chat? Oh, I know, Kieran, you're not the one who's going to be complaining about
the same chat.
Storylines coming up again. Should we go back to 2 seasons ago where you spent an entire season talking about how no one paid attention to you while you had diarrhea?
Oh, listen up, Scarface. So she's like, here comes her Siamese twin. Get on the piggyback. Get on her back. And I only say Scarface because I don't see a scar. So I don't know where that thing is, but I still haven't seen it.
Even more damning.
Listen up, Al Pacino.
Oh, shut up, absolutely gorgeous face.
Quiet down, model face.
Shut up, cheekbones from a family that all has amazing genetics. Shut up.
Yeah. So Stacy's like, here comes her Siamese twin. Get on the piggyback. Get on her back then. Kieran's like, girl, you just got off the back. Because they just ignore her because it's just another stupid, nonsensical Kieran line. So they just ignore her. And Wendy's like, okay, listen to me, Kate. Can you guys just stop? Just stop.
Oh, well, of course. A Giselle event is going to be an eventful day. It should have been called the $10 million battle, though.
Princess Burn!
Princess Burn!
two in the first 10 minutes, everyone. So Stacey's like, okay, well, what do you have to talk about besides me? And Karen's like, everything. She's like, well, what? For example, what? Everything. My life, my business, my condo, my man, my things. Well, the only time you speak up is when it's about my name. She's like, well, what do you have going on? Well, I have a husband and a ring and you don't. Which is, again, so funny because, like you said earlier, I feel like Stacey's bringing this up mainly because she knows that matters more to Kierna. I don't think this is a big deal for Stacey, but I think it's a big deal for Kierna. It's an insecurity.
Right. And Kierna's like, I don't want that ring. It's cloudier than a motherfucker. She's like, oh, is it? Oh, really? Well, it's probably cloudy compared to nothing. Go run after Greg.
Go bag. Well, you got to talk about a man you paid. Did you pay TJ? And Stacey's like, go bag. That's old. That's last season. That's old. She's like, don't do me. I know a tired asshole when I see one. You're a tired asshole from Detroit, and I know one when I see one. She's, oh, yeah, well, you look like a troll.
I love Stacey coming out. Like, finally, Stacey's like, fine, I'll just fight these bitches, you know? Yeah. Because for Stacey to be like, you look like a troll, that's a lot for Stacey. And she's like, don't do me.
By the way, I like her dedication to fairy tale insults, because it was only a few weeks ago. She's like, you're an imp.
I'll bet you couldn't even figure out one of the riddles from the sewing guy.
I hope you get pricked and fall asleep for many years. A troll and an imp. Shut up, you.
What are you, a little boy made out of wood?
You're just a big bad wolf.
So Stacey tells Giselle, okay, congratulations on a beautiful event and congratulations on your success and good night.
Mm-hmm. And Tia's like, Stacey's leaving. And Kira's like, bye. And Jassie's like, but Stacey, I haven't seen you since the wedding. She's like, okay, well, open your eyes, honey. I'm not welcome here. I've come to support her, and now I'm going to leave. And she's like, but why? She's like, I'll talk to you later. And Giselle's like, if you're going to go, please go. Please go. Please go. And she's like, I pushed it. I pushed the elevator button. She's like, please go.
So Giselle's really overplaying her hand. This woman has done nothing to you. This woman has done nothing to you. And now you're following her to the elevator, pushing the down button and kicking her out of your event. Like, you lost, Giselle. How many stupid storylines are you going to lose until you shut up?
Oh, many, many, many. And she's going to come even harder at Stacey at the reunion. Now that Stacey has become like the people's champion, now that everyone is like obsessed with Stacey, everyone loves her. So now that's going to make Giselle even angrier. So Giselle's going to just like double down. And Wendy really, she backed the winning horse here, right? Like Wendy needed an amazing season given the scandal that she's in. She needed to emerge from this as like the people's hero as well. And Wendy's having a great season. She's backing like the one that we all love. It's just like everything is turning up roses for Wendy, except for the fact that she may be facing serious jail time. But aside from that, it's a great look for her.
Not maybe, is facing serious jail. So Stacey's like, well, I pushed the button already. Well, I'm pushing it too. I'm pushing the button. No, I'm pushing the button. No, I'm pushing the button. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Da. I'm pushing it. Da. So Giselle's like, I don't like what I've heard and I need to marinate on it. Like, okay.
So you can also just stop talking about it and let Stacey do her own thing at the party and you can marinate later tonight, but that's fine.
Yeah, so Stacey and Jazzy get in the elevator and leave. And meanwhile, Angel goes to Bobby, who's just like sitting there being hot, you know? And she's like, well, I told you I was going to say something to her. And she was nasty and she was dismissive. She was not nasty. She was dismissive, but I mean.
She was not nasty. She was dismissive with, and Court of Ben and Ronnie say, we rule in favor of the dismissive. I love that. Dismiss you, and we sustain the dismissiveness.
Yeah, sustained, exactly. So Bobby goes,
sustained.
Bobby goes, water off the duck back, Mama. I'm sorry, was that dismissive? That was dismissive.
That's dismissive. He's kind of like, you need to stop. He's like, remember when I told you last episode when I crossed my legs for America? You need to just chill out. Well, I'm saying it to you again. Water off a duck's back.
Yeah, so now they're doing more cheers to Giselle's 10 million. And then it's time to catch up with the ladies. The party's over. So Stacey is with Arabella. We're going to make some pizza. She's like, do you want pepperoni or would you like my favorite flavor? You are alone enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. God, I love that topping.
I was so proud of you, baby. You did so well. The first race that you won, how did you feel? Like, did you know that you were that much ahead of the other people? And she's like, yeah, sure did. So then Timo joins them and Arabella's like, I literally tried my hardest, but we were only a second away. Oh, that's too bad. It's so funny. I remember when I was your age, I always won all of my swim meets. Oh, well. Okay, Timo, welcome back to the pizza party.
Yes, as a father, there's one thing I would like to say about losing. You lost only by 1 second, okay? But still, you lose. Well, wait a second. That's not really a quote that we go by in this house. No, it's a Timo quote. And still you lose.
This is what we say in Germany. Close, but no schnitzel. So,
Maya Schnitzelu. Maya Schnitzelu says, still you lose.
Still you lose, Maya Schnitzelu. So Timo's like, it was pretty close. Who wants to give me shovel? I would like shovel. Now is the time for shovel. It's like, what? Pizza shovel. It is time for pizza shovel. Oh, you mean the paddle. Whatever it is called, give me pizza shovel.
The pizza shovel? Isn't that sexy? Oh. So he slaps her butt with the pizza paddle thing. And she's like, oh, you helped your father with taking that outside. Bella, set the table, please. And she's like, thank God I have people who love me and support me. As I walked out of that party and out of that negativity, I'm walking into everything that sustains me as a mother and a wife at home. I found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver.
No time for poetry. Time for pizza shovel. Okay, well, Arabella, get in here. It's time for pizza shovel. So Arabella comes in. She's like, pizza, 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 pizza. Now is the time to stop talking about pizza. Now is the time to eat about pizza. So they sit down, and Stacey's like, I am thinking about pizza night back at home with my husband and not on a date with anybody else's husband, okay?
So she's talking about Timo and how they're not putting labels on anything because we don't want to confuse Arabella. So we just told her we got a divorce. We can't just be like, we're back together. So we just make pizza shovel jokes at each other and giggle.
We just make pizza with pale crusts and serve them to her and say, this is real pizza. And she says, why is it in the shape of a kid's drawing of a house? And we say, no, that's a circle. And she goes, no, it's a house. And we say it's a circle. And we just gaslight her until she believes that everything's okay. And she'll never watch television or ever find out about this situation.
Woo, well, I've got a lot of things coming up this week for Shio, Mommy's Gummies, Arabella. So I've got meet and greets where I actually go to dispensaries and I meet people that are trying Shio and eating Snickers bars off the back of their hands for some reason. Or one time I saw a guy eating mayonnaise straight out of the jar.
What do you think about this, Arabella? Arabella's like, yeah, I think it's cool that you have a gummy bear brand. And they laugh. And she's like, Arabella doesn't necessarily understand cannabis, but she understands that Mommy has a line of gummies that are helping people feel happy and joyous. So what we like to do is we like to present information to Arabella and then lie about it right away. So she's at maximum confusion when the truth comes out later in her life.
Now we go to Ashley and her boys, and she's like,
Oh, you saw a bunny in the house? Was it a bunny or a bug? Oh, I hope you took the bug outside. You know, we don't kill bugs around here.
he's like, I would never kill a bug, mother. Don't you worry about it.
I set that bug off the kitchen counter and put it on the floor, and I said, you're not allowed up here. This space is for children only. So then, so Mimi comes over, aka Sheila, aka Ashley's mom, and the kids are like, keyboard, keyboard, keyboard. So I thought this was funny to me. I don't know if you had this thought, but like Ashley has this very nice little kind of keyboard situation for the kids and has like a TV screen attached where you can like learn lessons. So Dylan goes and he sits at this keyboard and he puts his hands out on it. I was like, oh my goodness, I literally thought for a moment like this kid's been taking like little childlike lessons and he may actually be I thought he was gonna play something really good and it's like
He was like, it's like Moonlight Sonataing out. But no, it's like he says, like, which makes a lot of sense with Ashley's, intonation problems.
Yeah,
He's probably her accompanist.
And she's trying to get him to play Lovin' and Survivin' or whatever it's called. Healing and I'm thriving, not just surviving. It's like boom, 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 boom. It actually made the song better.
So now Sheila and Ashley, she's like, I'm so proud of you. He's like, that it's called master musicianship, Mummy. Now please retire to the other room so you and Mummy's wig can talk about her terrible, useless man. Like, okay.
Mommy, will you be singing me a song? What type of song? I don't know. A song for the piano man. That's who I am, Mommy. Oh, okay.
I'd like to play you a wonderful Elton John tune called Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Are you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Plonk, 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 plonk. All right, we're going outside, honey.
Before you do that, I'd like to dedicate this moment from Mozart to you. Are you ready for a lovely bit of classical music?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, we're going outside now.
So they go out and Sheila's like, okay, so I'm so proud of you, honey. Oh, wow, look at your house. Everything looks so good. Please don't cut me off. Like Sheila always comes over with that voice like, please, honey, please. I'll do whatever you want, honey. Your piano sounds great. The kids are doing great. Your house is so clean. The yard looks so nice. Please don't cut me off.
I know. And now she's like, well, I was talking to Uncle Lump the other day and Uncle Lump was like, you just got to let Josh go. And so I let Josh go. And we see a flashback of Uncle Lump. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time. We need to do something for Uncle Lump. He's been doling out good advice for these two ding-dongs for over 10 years on this show. And no one listens to him. Every single year, he's like, you got to leave Michael Darby. You got to leave Josh. You got to leave your boyfriend, Sheila. You got to do this. You got to do that. And they're like, okay, Uncle Lump, great advice. And then they go do the opposite thing. This poor man, he has to sit there every single season and just say the things that we are saying every single time, knowing that they're never going to pay attention to anything he says. Poor guy.
Yeah. And so she's like, well, why do you want to get rid of Josh, honey? And she's like, well,
I just feel like we need to be realistic. I mean, I don't want more kids, and marriage would be a plus because I've done that already, so I don't need it. But he hasn't even been married or have kids. What a loser.
Yeah, and we see flashbacks to Uncle Lump being like, yeah, like you gotta let him go. But then she's also says that, by the way, Uncle Lump also said that, I have to start respecting what you're gonna do too. And you see Uncle Lump saying like, Ashley, like you have to give your mom the liberty to live the life that she wants to. She may be happy as, a pig in shit. Like you just have to move on, which I'm sure he's told her probably like a million times. Cause like at this point, like it sounds like Sheila's boyfriend he sounds like a total deadbeat. He sounds like he has some issues that are really affecting Sheila's life. It's really sad what's going on, but at a certain point, you just have to let people live their lives. And like, it's like, you have to let it go, Ashley. Your mom's not leaving this guy. It's been 20 years.
23 is 23 years.
It's
and she's like, oh my God, this guy's such a loser. My mom's never going to leave the guy. Well, Ashley, you fumbled her bag, You got rid of Darby. Like, what are you going to do? You got to replace one. In order for your mother to get over this one, you need to get under another one, okay, with a lot of money. So don't Beavis and make it happen for Sheila.
And the thing is this, maybe if someone else told this to Sheila, she would listen. I'm just not sure she's going to take advice from the person who married Michael Darby, then was with Josh, and then chose what's his face from Love Hotel, Ralph. I mean, like, Ashley, your picker is not so great yourself.
Yeah, I feel for Sheila, but you can only feel so much. I mean, it's been years. I mean, and it's been 23 for Ashley, but even 23. For me, for this 10, I'm like, oh God, just who cares? Like
23
I don't
and
care. What are you going to do?
I have to say, to quote a great song from the 80s, oh, Sheila. So,
could you play that, kid? Sure. Hold on, please. Are you ready?
Oh, Sheila.
So now we go over to Wendy, who is arriving at Jazzy's house, and Darius is cooking for them. So sexy.
Sexy cooking. So Jazzy's like, I brought out the good stuff for you guys, girl. And so
Jazzy's like, okay, guys, well, I hope you're hungry because Darius has something else in the oven. Oh, I'm sorry. No pun intended. I didn't mean it like that.
It's not my oven. Something was formed in another oven during the course of our relationship.
It was pre-existing. Something pre-existing in the oven. Yeah.
I was distracted in the scene because Jazzy put out a nice little spread. But she had this like plate of shrimp cocktail that she put on like an armrest in between two sections of her sofa. And that really, I couldn't stop looking at that. That like kind of stressed me out. Like, first of all, it just seems like a weird place to put shrimp cocktail in general, but also everything is gleamingly white or beige or cream in there. And you're going to put this dippable shrimp with a bright red cocktail sauce, like dangling like on a plateau between the two seating areas of your sofa. It just felt like, no, Jazzy, don't do that.
Those shrimp didn't look good, and I don't know what it was about the shrimp. Like they looked very sad. Precariously placed on the rim of that cup. I just felt bad for the shrimp. They looked like they were threatening something. I was like, don't jump. Yeah, you have so much to live for. I was worried for the shrimp.
I wanted them to be larger. And I was going to say that they just didn't look right, but then we went later on to Angel's spread, and that really made Jazzy's look like, Martha Stewart went in there. So
shrimp just look like raggedy. You know how shrimp sometimes they look like they're torn, like they're kind of too torn up. They
maybe
just
overboiled.
Yeah, something looked wrong with those shrimp. But they were there. And they were there. There were shrimp there. And so this is a Stacy, Wendy, and Jazzy meetup. And then the other girls are having like kind of a meaner girl meetup.
Yeah, so Jazzy's like, I literally hated to see my girl all over the place at the event because, baby, at the end of the day, I want my girl to know I miss her and I'm grateful that she came to the wedding. And since we didn't really get to shoot too much in the wedding, we can pretend that this is kind of the wedding also, right, guys? I just want to mention that I got married since Bravo doesn't seem to pay attention to it whatsoever. I'll wear a wedding dress in the confessional. I don't care. I will do that.
can we please get another wedding shot? So we see a shot of Stacy coming into the wedding and saying, hi, congratulations. So Wendy's like, oh, that sounds like your girl knocking like that. You know she'd be knocking like she's from the FBI. Well, you would know.
Stacy. Yeah. So because Stacy's knocking. So Jazzy's saying, I'm always banking on the beautiful side that I've gotten to see of Stacy. What is it? Innocent until proven guilty. So I don't know what you did or what you didn't do, but I'm here to support you, Stacy girl. Also, I'm just happy to find someone who will shoot with me so I can be on the TV show.
Yeah. So she also got shrimp for her because she's pescatarian. So that is the raggedy ass shrimp. That's the low effort shrimp that was left out.
Low effort. No, but it will get lower efforter at Angel's place. I like that Stacey goes, the shrimp of it all. That's what I'm going to say when I walk into a room.
Oh, the shrimp of it all. So now they start talking about, Stacy's like, well, can we talk about what happened after Giselle's event? I mean, what happened after I left? And Wendy's like, oh, can we talk about what happened while you were at the event? Let's talk about that. And Jazzy's like,
can we talk about what happened before the event? How about 5 seconds after the event? Like, which time frame do we want to discuss?
Can we just talk about events in general? I love them.
Do you guys have pizza shovels? So then we cut over to Angel's. So Angel has put out a spread that's like very supermarket coded. Like she has the supermarket cookies, which no snobbery, those cookies are delicious. But she has supermarket cookies. She has the supermarket tray of cubed fruit and the supermarket tray of cubed cheese. And then she also has the supermarket shrimp cocktail, which is smaller and sadder than what Jazzy put out. And also it was like really what we saw were like cookies and shrimp. And I was like, I don't know if I love this combo right now. I mean, I love shrimp cocktail. I love cookies, but I don't know if I want cookies and shrimp to be like my main offerings.
Yeah, we're all not home making things for our like little charcuterie things when the girls come over, but there's a better way to do it. Like let's have some art in this. You know what I mean? Go to the buffet section and get little containers of things and then place them beautifully. Like, why are you just unwrapping cookies from the store and throwing them on a dish?
Like we see you. This is a Bravo audience. You're gonna have to like really up your game here. Okay, go to Whole Foods. Like, stop going to Albertsons for this. You need to go to like something like nicer. Go to Whole Foods. Go to like if you have I don't know what the nice ones are out there in Potomac, but go there. Have them just do it for you. But like, you're a WAG and you're on Bravo. Like, you have to do better than this spread. I'm sorry, Angel. And this has nothing to do with my feelings about you as a cast member, which are
but it doesn't
relatively
help.
low. It doesn't help though.
Yeah. So Angel's like, I have an announcement, everybody. I think I found the house that I'm going to buy. Wow. Isn't that great? Everyone's like, oh, great. Well, rich lady's getting a house. Congratulations. And she's like, oh, it's so move-in ready. And that's a big difference. Yeah, it has 9 bedrooms. 9. It's a little big, but we can deal with that. God.
9
big
bedrooms.
House. I have a filter room. It's just a big room full of Vaseline. I just take all my pictures in there. It's great.
We're going to put in each bedroom, we're going to put a W-A or a G. So it'll say wag, 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 because there's 9 bedrooms. So that's 9 letters. It's going to be great.
And she's like, someone asked where her kids are at. And she's like, hold on, let me get my binoculars. Oh, it's just that this property is just so vast. Hold on, let me see if I can see them. Oh, I can't see them. Oh, stop acting like you live in Yellowstone National Park, for Christ's sake.
I know. Pulling out binoculars to try to find Bobby down by the river. She just wants to just brag again that she lives by the river. He must be down by the river, which we all care about. I'm by the river, guys.
So they talk about the house a little bit while everybody gathers, and Tia's like,
Ooh, he sounds fascinating, doesn't he, Giselle? You should have him on your podcast.
and she goes, everybody wants to be on my podcast. Ah.
One thing Stacey's going to do is try to bring the group together. She's going to bring the group together because we trauma bond over Stacey. So when we get together to trash Stacey, it's a kiki. So she goes. So Giselle starts saying about, the party was 10 million party, for our listens, and everyone rose to the occasion. There was only one Cheeto that came, which was
Such a big
Stacey
deal. The co-host
Marshalls.
didn't show up. Huge deal.
Huge deal. So they're making fun of Stacey's dress, and Giselle's like, "Yeah, she's the kind of woman you cannot trust." And Tia's like, yes, she has just made this tangle web that we're in right now, which is so unnecessary. It's like it's not the kiss of the Spider Woman, more like the lies of a Spider Woman. Ooh, Princess Burn.
So then we go back to Jazzy's, and Stacy's like, I don't understand why Kay was screaming at me over something that she heard from someone else, and I wasn't even given an opportunity to explain myself. When it comes to Stacy, Kay hypes up, do you hear me? Do you hear me? If you find it in your heart to care for somebody else, you will have succeeded.
So, and she's right. The only time Kierna gets excited is when she goes after Stacy. So back at Angel's, Giselle's like, well, Kierna, I just saw you and you were like, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And she's like,
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just like when it comes to me, like Stacy like messed up Oliver, Detroit, Oliver Hood.
it's like, no, because you're always coming for her. Like Stacy is always just kind of like, oh, Arabella. And then you say something to her, so she defends herself literally every single time.
Yeah. And so then we go back to Jazzy's, and Stacy's like, oh, do you guys think that Kay is trying to have moments with me? And then we see flashes of the season, and everyone is Kay trying to come for her for no reason. And Wendy says, I think you are her favorite toy in the toy box.
Well, that means a lot to me because to be the favorite toy, I mean, that will sell really well on QVC. Zell is like, what super bothers me about it is because y'all didn't know Monique when she was with her husband, and to see her be able to sit down knowing what they have gone a divorce and talking about it, it was just like refreshing to hear her story. I mean, Giselle suddenly leaning into this like, ugh, how special to finally hear from Monique, when as if she wasn't one of the people who drove her off the show.
And as if she didn't rip down Monique every second that Monique was on screen for years. 4 years. Every single season, Giselle was coming for Monique and trying to rip her down. Right from the very beginning, she didn't like that she had such a big house and that she was so braggadocious and all of that other shit. So shut up, Giselle. Giselle's like, me as Monique's biggest supporter. Even the bodyguard I was using to hold Monique back from murdering me agreed that Monique was very, very raw.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's trying to now recast it all by being like, oh, well, that was not the real Monique because that was the unhappy Monique who was with Chris. But now we're getting the real Monique, and now she's being authentic. So therefore, I love her. So Tia's like,
she's recasting it as, see, I was right the whole time about Monique. And now that Monique is not with Chris, then I can be friends with her because it just all had to do with Chris. And my judgments were right the whole time.
Well, also, like, Monique destroyed her at that reunion. Famously, and this is it's actually a way to save face because Monique comes back and she doesn't have to like resurrect the feud because she knows she already lost it. So this way she can actually like be like, okay, feud's over, you won, but I don't have to be like you won. I can be like, oh, I like you because it's a new you.
It's like if you're ever getting bullied in school, which I mean, shocker, I was all the time. And parental advice is like, hit him back. All you have to do when a bully is coming after you, you hit them back. And every bully's a wuss. And the second you hit them back, they're going to go run crying and they're never going to mess with you again because everybody knows you're going to hit back. So I just want to suggest not doing that because I did that as a kid and I got my ass kicked. And there's a picture of me, and it was the day of school photos. And there's a picture of me. I'm wearing this fluorescent yellow shirt. It's covered in blood. And I've got a split lip. And you can tell I've been crying because my eyes are really puffy. And I've got big claw hair. And it's pathetic. I look like this. Like big slit lip covered in blood. So maybe don't do that. But in this case, it worked. Giselle, Giselle changed her tune.
Maybe Texas is not where that works, but in other places it does. I feel like Texas hitting back is like, now you got a situation.
Well, to be fair, I went for a kid that wasn't even really the bully. It was someone, he was messing with one of my friends on the playground, but probably later I realized he was probably just joking around. But I was like, okay, he pushed my friend. So if I hit him, he's smaller than the bully. So if I hit him, everybody will know that I hit people who push people, and then the bully would leave me alone. So it was kind of my own terrible planning.
You didn't
in the
actually
fifth
hit
grade.
The bully, and the bully came and punched you.
And then, this kid that I hit punched me. No, the kid that I hit punched me. He kicked my ass. Yeah, he kicked my ass. But then the bully was like, ha ha, you got beat up, loser, and then pushed me into a locker. So it just didn't work. But also just hit the actual bully. Don't hit somebody else.
Don't hit the deputy because the bully loves that when the deputy gets beat up. So Tia's like, can I ask a question, Ashley? Did you ever beat up a child in Texas? Oh no, that was Ronnie. Does Monique Does Monique know about any of this? And Ashley's like,
no, I feel like it would be nice if like you can have like a sit down, like Reasonably Shady was like a little hyped.
because you guys made it hyped, by the way.
Yeah.
So Ashley basically is like, I don't think we made much progress. And Cookie, Cookie was getting really froggy. And so now they all make fun of Cookie. Don't point your finger at me.
And Giselle's like stomping and doing the Sophia stomps. And she's like, oh my God. I was like, what are you doing? Now she says,
Yeah, so there wasn't real opportunity for a conversation. So, it would be nice if you were open to come sit down with Stacy and me. And I'm also inviting Monique.
oh, wow. A sit down with completely uninvolved parties. Like, you're the total shit starter, Ashley. Why should you be there?
Mm-hmm. And Ashley's saying,
Monique is coming to the situation, and I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, so it's going to be like I'm going to ambush her first, and then I'll ambush Stacy second with Kierna. So it'll be great. So she doesn't even know what's been discussed with Stacy and Chris, and then when she finds out the facts, she can do with them what she wants. And this is just like Monique's battle to fight.
oh yeah, sure. Just get it. You're just gonna give her the facts. There won't be any sort of editorial comment or sort of swaying or setting up to do anything. Sure, totally innocent.
And you'll do it in
Ashley,
a
fine.
totally fair way where everybody's there. And, Stacy hears the facts, quote unquote, that you're giving out. And you won't try to poison the well before she even arrives. Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
you
Ashley.
won't. Yeah, you won't try to manipulate the situation whatsoever. Yeah, totally. Sounds great.
Yeah, so back at the other house, Wendy's like, well, I would like for you to meet with Monique. So if Monique's okay and she doesn't have an issue with this, she can move past it, okay? The other lady should be able to do the same. And she's like, well, I will, but I don't want to meet with Kay because I'm not comfortable with her. And she's like, okay. So, and I've had enough. So now we go to Kierna's condo where her haughty brother, Brian, arrives. And I don't know anything really else that happened in this scene.
I don't know what happened in the scene. I was just looking at Brian, and he at one point he sits on his side, and his titty comes out, and I was like, "What is happening here?" And he is fully showing off for America because again, last season he showed up in a polo, and he looked hot in the polo. Well, I mean, hot people look hot no matter what, but I was like, he already looked great in a polo. As we say, Dianu, that would be enough. But now here he is, everything's hanging out, and they're just talking about Greg. I guess. The mom comes over also. So these three beautiful people are sitting here having some powwow. And they're talking about, I guess, Greg wants Kieran to move back in. And then I guess he's going to buy the condo. Is that the thing? And the mom was like, he's going to buy a condo before the
Well,
ring?
this is so weird. Okay, so Greg has asked me to move back in, which is great because you know how much moving out hurt me. So I was sharing my purchase process with him. And he was like, you know what? I want to purchase the condo. Okay, so I guess he wanted her to move in, but decided to buy her a condo instead. And then he said, okay, well, we should go look at rings, but what's a priority to you, a ring or a condo? Because you have to pick between a ring and a condo. So he said, okay, well, then the condo's a priority, so you don't get a ring, which is kind of showing what kind of guy Greg is. Like, oh, really? Okay, well, I don't have to marry. Like, he's getting out of marrying her by getting her a condo. But also, she's getting a condo out of it. Like, why are we hating on Greg? I think Greg's doing a pretty good job. Like, Greg is taking the notes, right? Everybody hated him last year. So now this year he's coming back and just being very nice to everybody, which, I mean, I guess I call that an effort, even if it's fake. Listen, the man bought me a condo, okay? Let's stop being mean to Greg.
And also, by the way, they're in Greg's house. I guess he's in a new house now, but it looks just like the condo, but it doesn't have a view of the highway. I don't know. You know what? For some reason, I don't love the idea of him buying the condo. I feel like her getting her own condo was supposed to be an independent thing, and the fact that he's going to buy it for her actually
I told you I didn't buy that
him.
shit right in the very beginning when she was doing her whole, oh, see, this is empowerment. Everybody didn't like Greg, so now look at me supporting myself, doing whatever I want because I own my own business. And Greg bought that condo.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I understand if he's like, I can't afford to buy both right now, but it should be more like, I'm going to get you the condo and then the next thing will be the ring. Or I'll get you maybe not as expensive of a ring. It still could be, that's okay. You don't have to get
Or how about your engagement ring is your condo? I don't know. Or how about rent a place? If you need some space, why don't you rent a place and let's get engaged? And then, I don't know.
He's like, I've got a ring for you. It's a little bit more modest. It's made of polyester. It has a collar. It's a polo shirt. It goes around your body. Here you go. You want to wear the polo shirt for my job again?
Oh my gosh.
That's what his ring will be. What's happening?
Yeah.
Is it Kieran's brother? Is he out there?
Well, first I thought I saw an angel, and I was like, why would there be an angel in my house, and why isn't it moving? Like, I love that an angel would come and just like pause.
Very Annie
and I was like,
Lennox
well,
of you.
maybe it's a reflection of something in the glass, but there is nothing that it's reflecting. But now that I'm looking at it, it's a bird. It's a bird that came up, and I guess because in this house sometimes that happens where a bird like runs into the window, but Ben, its wings are outstretched, like you can see the whole outline of the bird. It's so sad. And I had those little sticky things because someone on this show told me to get little sticky things that are reflective that you put for and I had them, but I think when they were cleaning the windows, they took them off. I don't know if they thought a little kid was.
So the bird crashed in the window and left a mark of the actual like splat of the wings and everything.
Well, it's white.
That's
it's
sad.
not like bloody, so it's not disgusting.
No, I know, but it's
it's
just
like
like
the
the-
full outline of the bird.
Right, because it squashed the dirt. I'm like embarrassed for the bird because it's such like a cliche way to leave.
I
a mark.
know.
Like
It's
I feel
so
like
embarrassing.
most
I hope
birds
it
when they
didn't
crash
die.
into windows, when most birds crash into windows, they leave sort of like a little circle. But to actually leave an imprint of your wings, that's like
I wish I could show you. I wish I could take my camera up there and show you guys because it's something.
It's like the only thing that could have been funnier is if you actually saw like a coyote pressing down on a TNT box.
It's terrible.
Anyway, you can see how compelling this scene was that it caused Ronnie to gaze off into his window. and
I'm
look at the
sorry,
outline
you
of
guys.
the
It's
bird.
Monday. I'm just back from break.
No, the
so
scene.
I'm like,
The thing is this, Kierna. We give Kierna shit on this show because she's trying so hard and she keeps trying to start fights and she's just overcompensated too much for last season. But regardless of that, she deserves better than Greg. And
she deserves better. She does, yeah.
She deserves better and she can do better. So she needs to move on.
And the whole reason I'm just saying we should forgive Greg, I'm just making jokes because I just want a condo. I just want a free condo. Like I don't ever get anything from men, So I just want a condo. I would brag about that. I'd be happy. But also the thing that's annoying about Kierna is that she's full of shit. She kind of made everybody think that this was like she bought this condo. It's like this big proud moment. And then it turns out just to be another Greg thing. And I feel like she's not only doing well on the show, she's already trying to manipulate like a pro housewife. Like she's trying to manipulate the audience like a pro housewife. And she's not a pro housewife. And so she's even failing at that. Like you can't manipulate us like this. And it's not, I hope it was worth it. Like you still suck. You're paying for this whole condo to have this women empowerment storyline and you're still failing at even that. Like, come on, man.
No, it was worth it because we got to see her hot brother. So if you're gonna do these stupid scenes, if you bring your hot brother, I will forgive each and every one of them as long as he wears that type of shirt or less. So you know what, Kierna, keep doing it.
All right, so now we go to Wendy for a family scene, and she's wearing yellow heels. And her kid's like, I don't like those yellow heels. I told you not to wear them. And she's like, it's for a pop of color. And she's like, ugh. She said, did you just roll your eyes at me, Cam? And she just rolls her eyes again at her.
So Ivy comes over. That's Wendy's sister. And and Wendy announces that she's also invited her mom to come over, who will be arriving later. So they go outside to catch up. And Wendy's talking about how she's still really upset that her dad didn't like reach out to her for her birthday. And she also tells a story about how basically the entire family went over to Nigeria. And Ivy hasn't even seen her dad in 20 years. And they're all over there. And the dad's like, oh, sorry, I don't really feel well. I don't think I can make it and see you guys. And Wendy's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. Like, and she has this feeling of like, maybe if he saw me and saw that I turned out great, he'd be like, okay, I want her to be in my life. And Ivy's like, yeah, he knows you're doing great. You're on TV. He knows.
Yeah, she said, it's not that he doesn't want you, Wendy. It's just that he's learned to live his life without us in it. And so it's sad. It's like a loser dad.
Really sad.
A dad being a loser. And Susan comes in, and here's part of this. And she's like, well, I was just saying I was hurt because I didn't get to see dad. And she goes, he's miserable.
And then Ivy's like, well, I don't know. It's like, hold on, Missy. I love how she just like shuts up Ivy. She's like, hold on, Missy. Susan's talking. A star has arrived. Your father could have 200 children if he wants. But you know what? Your father can only have one Wendy. And Ivy's like, that's right.
Yeah. So she's like, and let me tell you something. He feels like he's the odd man out. And you guys are so successful. You're doing so well. Look how you're taking care of me. Look at me. I'm the one enjoying your money. Look at this money. Look at this purse. Look at this outfit. She's like doing twirls. So she's like, fuck that guy. You don't have enough money to take care of both of us anyway. Fuck him. I'm sending pictures right now of this purse.
It's a very funny moment that maybe did not age as well from when it was shot. I
really
love your
didn't.
money.
Oh, yeah, I really didn't, because she's like bragging about the money, literally twirling around. And then she goes inside where there's workmen everywhere. And she's like, oh, just put the expensive stuff in it. Wendy's got the budget, baby. Wendy's got the budget. It's like, ooh.
Now we see where it all started.
Ooh.
Yeek. So that's one of those nice cringy scenes that wouldn't have been cringy 6 months ago. So now we have here it is, main event, everyone. Lunchtime with Ashley, Kierna, Monique, Stacy, and Wendy. This is the big event. So Ashley and Kierna arrive first, and Ashley's like,
Well, the big thing today is that I just want Stacey to hear us because, like, at the reasonably shady party, it was all like very loud and it was just like so much commotion. So I thought the message kind of got lost in translation. I thought it'd be more fun to like humiliate her in a public space with strangers around.
Yeah, she's like,
Well, we keep trying to get Stacy and we can't get her, so we're going to try again today, this time in a different formation at lunch.
so Ashley's like,
I don't know if she's going to be upset or clock Stacy and check her. I don't know.
so they're all excited about this. So Monique comes, and Monique's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm walking into, but if memory serves, they're starting some shit with me. So, but listen, I'm maintaining my peace. I've got a hairdo like the top of a Crown Royale bottle. And I'm ready for whatever. We haven't even talked about her hair. It's in braids that come up to like a crown.
yes,
It's crazy.
I love it. It's got height. It's architectural. So Monique comes in and she's wearing her oils. So already they're already buttering her up because Kieran's like, oh, I need those oils. Oh, I really need those oils. Your oils are so great. It's like the first time ever that someone actually complimented her oils that she's been pushing. She's like, it's my signature scent. So it's very calming. So then Kierna's like, if the oil's gonna help me, I'll take it. So she goes,
she's like, I want to talk to you because like you were a topic of discussion at Giselle's party.
And Monique's like, well, I don't really know what the story was. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is who was it? Tia, she asked like, what was the moment that you knew it was done with Chris? Like that's all that happened at that lunch, right? And Kierna's like, yeah, well, that was so genuine of you to even share that with us. And then I left the event and we were all together at, and I'm on the phone with Cookie, and she's like, hey, Stacy just called and said that Monique trashed him today. And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, she said that Stacy immediately called Chris. Well, it looks like Cookie immediately called Chris. So why is Cookie immediately calling Chris after? Oh, this is all crazy. So Ashley's like,
Well, you were so vulnerable and you trusted, and then to go call Chris of all people. How could Stacy do that?
and Monique's like, well, I mean, I don't even know the truth because you're dealing with people who twist truths. And Stacy could have called Chris and she could have said exactly what was said. And then he could have spun it and said, oh, they were talking about me. And then you add Cookie into it with her lying ass, So I liked Monique here. She's like, okay. She's like, okay, there's a lot of people I don't trust in this story. Two of them are Cookie and Chris. So you want me to be mad at this other chick, but I've been crossed many times by the other two. So I'm not sure why you want me to be mad at this lady.
Yeah, exactly. Monique kind of sees it the way I see it. I think that you see it as well. It's like, yeah, maybe Stacey did say something, but for sure it probably gets like amped up to horrifying levels by each messenger from Chris to Cookie. And let's not forget Kierna too. So Monique is kind of like, yeah, I don't really, like, maybe she said something, but like those two are the ones that like you shouldn't be trusting. Like you're going after Stacey, but Chris and Cookie are the ones that are like the unreliable narrators here.
And she says, you can tell him what was said, but don't twist it. I mean, tell him exactly what was said. But here's the thing. If it was Stacey, she did tell him what was said. You did say the piece of meat thing. And that's all we've heard that she said. So Who knows? So then Monique, let's see. So who comes in here?
Wendy comes in
yeah.
next. Yeah. They all compliment each other's boobs. And then Monique is like, well, they were just
As you
catching
do.
They do. And
That's
then
how Ben
Monique's
and I
like,
start lunch too. We're like, oh, those boobs are boobing, Ben. Looking good,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, my man boobs are extra perky after Thanksgiving. So Monique is like, they were just catching me up on some of the drama, and they're talking about that. And Wendy's like, I met with her, and she's very adamant that she did not call Chris, and I'll let her speak for herself. But actually, I also told her that I wanted her to meet you, so that Kiana, you guys can have a conversation. Or I wanted her to meet you, Monique, to have a conversation. And she basically is. So Wendy says, what Stacey also said was that when Charisse was on the phone with him, and Monique goes, Charisse? Like, wait, how did Charisse get in this? She has this look on her face like, now I'm confused.
I know. It's so funny because they're trying to make Stacey messy, but they're the ones talking about her and her marriage constantly and calling Chris. So she's like, what the hell? So Ashley's like, but we wanted to call Chris just to see if it was valid. So when Therese made the phone call, Therese then asked him, did Stacey call you, yes or no? And Chris said no. And so Wendy's like, well, when I met with Stacey and Jazzy, she mentioned that she is willing to have a conversation with you, but Kierna, she doesn't want to have a conversation with you. And Kierna's like, well, I have zero desire in fake fraud ass bitch. So, and then Stacey comes in.
It's like you're being the fake one. You're the one who actually attached yourself to this lunch. It has nothing to, I guess maybe it has something to do with Kierna because Kierna received the call from Cookie, but still. So Stacey arrives and Wendy's like, well, I'm so glad that you came and I spoke to the ladies and I informed them of the conditions in which you wanted to speak to Monique. I'm like, what sort of spy swap is this? It's like they're acting like it's literally like 1987 and we're like US and Russia are having some sort of like negotiations.
Yeah, they're sitting on a park bench just staring ahead, pretending they're eating a sacked lunch or something. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But also, I think this is unfair that it was, okay, let's get earlier call times for the people who want to make their case against Stacey without letting Stacey hear what they're telling Monique. That wasn't cool.
Yes.
So Stacey comes in and Monique's like, listen, we come in peace. It's okay. You don't have to be nervous. And Stacey's like, okay, thank you. But she's still very reserved. And so Wendy's like, well, I informed them in which just to repeat it again, because it's so funny. I spoke to the ladies and I informed them of the conditions in which you wanted to speak to Monique. And you did not want to have a conversation with Kiana or Ashley. And she goes, well, I would like to sit with you and Wendy to talk, but I do not want to sit at the table as it is.
Monique's like, okay, well, I want to make sure that I'm getting all the information and I don't want to do the whole back and forth thing. And Kierna's like,
You know what, guys? I want to actually go to the bar. Ladies, it's been fun.
so Kierna like leaves. That's her favorite thing to do. She leaves. And Ashley looks so upset. Ashley's like, but you were supposed to get messy and you were supposed to fight with Stacey. Why are you leaving?
Yeah, let me produce. Let a producer produce the show. So Ashley's like, well,
Well, okay, Monique, do you have the facts? Do you feel like you have the facts? Were they relayed to you appropriately? Have you been told that you have the right to an attorney if you'd like to?
and Kierna is saying, well, I choose to believe because A, I leave because A, I already don't give a shit, and B, I already know you're about to lie, and C, this is a Monique and Stacey conversation, and the fact that you're acting like I'm the threat when you're the scariest bitch in the room is crazy to me.
It's like you are the one who
How
always
is
starts with
Stacey
Stacey
scary?
every single time. Stacey's not scary.
So
Monique
Monique's
is
like, okay, what happened at the table after Pride? Okay, because I was being vulnerable. I didn't know you were still in contact with Chris, and I don't associate people who associate with my ex-husband. And she's like, I've never dated Chris. She goes, okay, well, I thought you dated. I thought that's what Chris said. And she goes, I've never dated Chris, never. And we see flashbacks to her telling the girls when Ashley's like, have you ever dated Chris? And she goes, we've hung out, yes. Mm-hmm. And so Ashley's like, well, that's not the word on the curb.
Yeah. So Stacey's like, I did not call Chris. When he received the magazine Potomac Lifestyle with me and my daughter Arabella on the cover, he sent me a message. He said, beautiful. I did not answer because I was not talking to your husband. And he continued, thank you would be appropriate. I still did not respond. And then he said, hey, hit me up. I've been hearing that my name is coming up in filming. So I think those are pretty good receipts in my mind, personally.
Yes.
Like even if she deleted some responses, if he's saying thank you would be appropriate, You don't say that unless someone's not responding to you. And then if she's just said something to him and he would not say, hey, hit me up, I've heard that my name's been coming up, if she's the one who told him that. Unless they like hashed a plan to clear her name, which I honestly don't see that. I don't see him doing that, honestly. I think that's too much work for him.
And also, what was the date of, hey, hit me up, I've been hearing that my name is coming up in filming? Was it that day, right before she called? Because they said that she left the event and immediately called Chris. So did he just happen to know they were filming and then texted her right away to get the information? Or, I mean, dates are important. But I think so far this pretty much... realm. Yeah, I think pretty much this sounds like she's saying. Like you said, you wouldn't say, hey, thank you would be appropriate if you were texting him back.
Yeah, I think that I think these receipts are pretty strong. They could have been manipulated, but I think they're pretty strong. And I think that Monique's explanation of how things probably went down was pretty strong. So like so far, this has been a big flop confrontation on Ashley's part, I think, because I think that like I think it looks pretty good for Stacey in this situation. So
it's funny how everybody hears one thing and takes it their own way. So Monique takes it this way. She's like, oh, so you're saying he's stalking you? Stacey's like, well, he sent me these messages June 1st. And Monique's like, okay, well, that's before. Okay, so that disregard everything I just said. So she's like, yeah, okay, well, that's before I even met you. So that means he's been finding out stuff prior. And Stacey's like, exactly. Thank you so much. Be the rainbow in someone else's cloud. Exactly what I was trying to say. And now she's like, oh, but you had his number? Okay. Ashley...
They're friends. Now, I will say, I think Chris saying thank you would be appropriate. Like, that's a weird thing to say to a friend. That's definitely someone you would say to someone who, like, you had some sort of, like, romantic thing with where, like, maybe kind of fizzled out, but there was, like, some weirdness. I don't know. Like, so it's no matter what, it's a rude thing for him to say, by the way.
But Stacey said she's talked to Chris and that she's friends with Chris and he's a wonderful guy and this and that, but they're just not dating.
Yeah. So either way, Ashley thinks she's onto something about it, but you had his number, and she said she's friends with him. So Ashley's like, everybody knows how text messaging works. You can delete that fast, quick, and in a hurry, and no one would be any wiser. So fraudulent receipts. I'm like, well, maybe you're just describing how you move. I don't know if that necessarily implicates Stacey, but yes, that isn't.
She's right, but even if there were deleted texts in there, the way that he was responding would imply that it is what it is.
Exactly. So Wendy's like, so Chris knew about the conversations happening in the group. That means that there's someone else. And Monique is like, leaking whatever information to him. And ladies and gentlemen, a new leak on Bravo has arrived.
It's a leak storyline.
It's a leak. But I think this is a good leak. I think this is a good leak storyline because it's like, not to the mass media, it's just to someone in the group, and it's like kind of a messy situation. So I support this leak.
Yeah, it's not a blogger leak. So Wendy is like, child, let me put on my detective wig and narrow down the suspects. So she gets her clue moment. And she's like, Kiana, prime suspect number 1. Because why are you even taking calls from Cookie? Both Kiana and Cookie don't like Stacey, and maybe they're trying to implicate her in the scene of the crime.
And also, we know that Kierna remembers things incorrectly. This has not been brought up, but earlier in the season, Kierna said that she chin-checked Angel, and then she denied that she ever said it, but it was clear that she actually said it. And she also remembers that Wendy made the catfish comment, which was incorrect. It was Giselle who said it. So Kierna has an unreliable memory, and it's possible that Kierna and Cookie were talking about things, and then somehow, like, the lines get crossed in her brain. And maybe she actually like said something, and then she somehow was like, "How did Cookie?" I don't know. Like, I think Kierna is not a very reliable source in general.
Yes, suspect number 2, Angel, because we know that Angel's husband and Chris Samuels know each other. Wag. Maybe Angel told Bobby, and Bobby went and told Chris, and then that could have happened. But
that's the
doubtful.
I think that's the strong. I actually think no. I think that's the strongest one. I think
really?
Angel tells 100%. Because Angel, we've seen Angel calls up Bobby after any little moment, like when Nevis, when she's like upset after the cat, she calls up Bobby. She's crying on the phone. She tells Bobby everything. It's totally if Chris is Bobby's mentor and it's in the WAG circle. I think that's a totally viable explanation for how it gets back to Chris.
But the guys made it sound like they remember when they said mentor in the beginning of the season, but it was like, oh yeah, we know him, but not that well. So I just don't know that they're going to be that like two big sports guys are going to be messy enough to do that, but maybe.
Oh my God. Straight men are so much messier than women. That's the thing. That is the biggest lie is that women are gossips, like primarily the gossips in like the world. It's straight men are the biggest gossips and everyone knows it. And if you think for one moment that Bobby Massey did not text Chris and say, hey, I hear they're dragging you into the mess of this show. Ha ha ha. How do you deal with this? Is this going to happen to me? Like I 100% like a little text like that comes up and Chris is like, what do you mean? And then it like comes out. Like I 100% see how this happens very cleanly and very quickly.
Okay. So then suspect number 3, Giselle. We know Giselle loves meth, and she's been cozy with Cookie ever since Karen went to jail. And of course, we can't rule out Stacy. Stacy's lied in the past, and she's lied in the present, and she's probably going to lie in the future. Which, fair. No matter how much you love Stacy, that shit was funny.
That's fair.
And she's
That's
like,
fair.
whoever it is, you can run, but you can't hide. So I'm going to go with Kierna and Cookie cooking this stuff up.
I'm going with
Although
Angel.
last week I kind of believed it was Stacy. So I don't know. Because last week I was thinking, well, you know, the stuff is adding up against Stacy, but it's because they keep throwing shit at Stacy constantly. They won't stop throwing shit at her. So of course it's like today when they didn't win, then they come in with oh yeah, and she was also trying to bang a married man at a bar. You know, they're constantly throwing stuff. So I don't know. I just don't know.
I think that. So here's the other thing. Here's why I think Stacey may be exonerated. If Stacey called Chris and said, "Hey, they're talking about you. This is what Monique said," and then Chris calls Cookie, and then this all comes out. Stacey's confronted about this. That like, oh, you were telling Cookie whatever. That would happen a few days afterwards. If Chris texts her, I'd like to see the timestamp on when Chris texted Stacey to say, "Hey, I hear they're talking about me filming. What's the deal?" If there was a situation where she called him and said, "This is what they're saying," I don't think she would have had the foresight to say, "Now text me this phrase so it looks like I didn't tell you. That way I can prove it to the women." Because I don't think she doesn't know that it's coming out to the other women until after the fact. So if he's texting her that on that day, I don't think that she's hatched that plan. I don't think that she's texted him something and then said, "Hey, text this back so I can delete the text I just sent you." I just don't think she's operating on that level. So I think the fact that he said, "I hear they are talking about me in filming. My name came up. What's going on?" I think that exonerates her pretty well. And I also think let's not also breeze over Giselle. It's totally viable that Giselle told Cookie. Cookie tells Chris. Chris calls Cookie back, or Cookie texts Chris. Chris calls Cookie back. She's on the phone with it. Like I think Giselle is a very, very, very viable leak in this situation.
Yeah, as you know, as much as Kierna, because they're both friends with Cookie, right? So Ashley, of course, is like, okay, sorry, I'm gonna go check on Kay, because of course Messy Ashley, you know what I'm trying to say. Messy Ashley has to run over and give Kierna all the information of what's going on at the table.
By the way, why is Ashley not implicated in all this? Maybe Ashley is the leak, and this is the big misdirect, because like Ashley's also friends with Cookie. They were all together at brunch at like the Tally Ho not so long ago, right? So Ashley could have called Cookie. She's the messiest.
So Monique is like, well, I'm not a person that moves off of other people's experiences. I just wanted to know what happened and hear your side of it. And so Monique's like, I don't know who to believe. And Stacey's like, well, I don't want to be involved in your family. And she goes, okay, but let's be 100. I'm fine with that. And I'm not here to like start an argument or fuss and fight. My concern is the fact that I just want you to be careful with the situation, because here's the thing, like Chris is messy. Okay. And he's pulling you into his mess. And I divorced him for a reason. And there's a lot of things that people don't know. And that's why I'm saying be very careful with Chris. Okay. He's the one to be scared of, not me, basically.
That was a nice piece of advice Monique gave. That was nice. And she didn't have to do that. Also, and the episode ends there. But one thing I just want to point out before we wrap this up, when Kierna went to the bar, did you notice She's like, I'm going to the bar. I don't want to be involved in this. She goes to the bar, and then she's wiping tears away like Candace with like a crying. I'm like, why are you crying? What? What? Are you sad that you got pushed out of a scene by your own doing? Like, what is wrong with you?
She's
Come on now,
ridiculous.
Karen.
She's acting all victimized. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but fun episode.
So good. I actually loved this like little detective moment at the end because this is a leak I'm actually invested in because I feel like I know all the players. I feel like I have a reasonable amount of evidence. I feel like I can make reasonably shady guesses, and it's so much more concrete and contained within the world of the show than any talk about like who leaked what to what blogger and what podcasts. So I'm totally in it. I'm invested.
But it's a mystery. I don't know that we're ever going to get a answer to, which is annoying. But
Yeah, unless we hear from Chris.
yeah, we'll see, everybody. Well, thank you all for being with us. This has been a good time. We will be back later with a Married to Medicine recap. And then today we have both Amazon Live and Crappy Hour. So we will see you for those, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.